Have you ever walked into a coaching meeting knowing exactly what you wanted to say, only to have the conversation go completely off track? Your employee becomes defensive and nothing changes. And a few weeks later, you're having the same exact conversation. If you've ever experienced that, you're not alone. Most managers are promoted because they're great at their jobs, not because they were taught how to coach people. Welcome to my channel. I'm Joyce Lee, former operations manager handling multiple campaigns and organizations. And I help new and experienced supervisors, managers, or small business owners lead their employees and organizations effectively. Here, I share practical leadership strategies, coaching frameworks, and real world management skills you can use immediately to lead with more confidence and get better results from your team. Well, if you find this video helpful, I'd really appreciate if you subscribe. Your support helps this channel grow and allows me to continue creating free and high quality leadership content for managers around the world. Now, let's get started. Today, we're going to talk about how to give negative feedback that actually improves performance. And you also discover the Connect framework for new and experienced team leads and managers.
In this video, we're going to talk about the objective of giving feedback, why most feedback conversations fail, the cause of poor feedback, the Connect coaching framework, complete coaching demonstration with role play, 3 rules every great manager follows, and a special resource for manager later on after this video. I want you to understand first, what is the goal of effective coaching? Why are we coaching in the first place? Is it to pinpoint their mistakes, what they have done wrong, their attendance issue, their poor performance? Is that it? Well, I'd like you to understand that the goal is not actually to point out mistakes, but you as a manager, you have to create clarity. You have to make them understand that when employee understand what needs to change, why it matters, and what success looks like, they're far more likely to improve. Because there is a cost. There's a cost of poor feedback. There's an impact, indirect impact. Not just to your performance, but also to your entire team. Because when employee becomes defensive, instead of being receptive, they're not gonna understand what you're trying to prove or to point out. And the same mistakes keep happening. The trust of your employee declines because they feel like you're attacking them all the time. High performers, therefore, they're gonna be burned out because they're trying to lift the entire team, while the rest are or the low performers don't know how to improve. Therefore, the team morale and engagement decrease. So there's a ripple effect to your entire team, to the company, to yourself as a coach, as a manager, and to the entire business, including your customers or clients. So let's be honest, right? Most managers were never taught how to coach, because most of them got promoted because of their performance, but not the coaching part. They thought coaching is just about correcting mistakes. They have replicated the same thing that their coach or their previous managers have done. And the result, employees become defensive. And when they are defensive, it doesn't improve performance. Because again, They will not be able to understand what, why, and how it should be done. So why feedback fails? So as a manager, especially if you're new manager or supervisor, the first mistake is to jumping straight into the problem. We open the conversation with, we need to talk about your performance, you're always late, you're always absent, which immediately puts the employee on the defensive mode. So instead of them listening to you, they're thinking about how to justify their actions or how to reason out. The second mistake is, opinions instead of facts. So a lot of us saying things like, you're careless, you don't seem committed, those are very subjective. Those are opinions, and it's difficult to prove and often lead to arguments. I keep on reminding that great managers actually focus and coach observable behaviors backed up with data. Okay? And this is one of the common mistakes that as a manager we tend to talk more than your employee or your agent. So many coaching sessions become one-way lecture. The manager does 90% of the talking and the employee simply say yes, simply nods without even asking questions or understanding the root cause. If that's what you're doing, you're treating the symptoms instead of solving the real problem. So we have a different video that will be discussed on how to do root cause analysis, or RCA. Because if you know the root cause, you would be able to fix the issue itself, not just the symptoms or the surface. So again, effective coaching starts with curiosity, not assumption. The fourth mistake is solving the problem for the employee. Because it's very tempting to tell people or your employees exactly what to do. So when the manager owns the solution, employees don't develop ownership. They're not taking ownership because they have been taught just how to follow instructions. They cannot think. Coaching is about helping employees think, not just follow instructions. And the fifth mistake is creating a vague action plans. So saying do better next time, it's not actually a plan. Employees need to leave the conversation knowing exactly what they're expected to do, by when, what success looks like, and how it should be done. Alright? And the sixth is no follow-up. This is where many coaching conversations fail. If you never revisit the discussion, tendency is the employee assumes it wasn't that important. My manager already forgot about that. The real coaching actually doesn't end when the meeting ends. It continues through accountability and follow-up. When managers avoid these common mistakes that you're seeing in your screen, feedback becomes less about correcting people and more about helping them grow. And that's where the Connect frameworks comes in. It gives you a simple, repeatable process for having coaching conversations that build trust, accountability, and performance. Okay, there. So, as a simple token of appreciation, I have here a free resource for manager like you or supervisor. It's a free Connect coaching checklist. It's in the description box. So you would never walk into a coaching conversation unprepared again. It's a free coaching tool, a simple, repeatable framework that you should have, and it can run in 2 minutes. It can be done in 2 minutes. All right. So go ahead and grab your free Connect coaching checklist while it's free. Okay. All right. So before anything else, never miss an update. Please do subscribe to my channel and enable notifications. Ensure real-time updates on critical insights and practical tools. So see you guys on the next video for the Connect Coaching Framework. Thanks for watching.